content writers. That is the huge team that is helping run this whole organization and teach people AI. And in all of these verticals, we have been able to apply generative AI. And through that, we have been able to scale all of our operations by a large extent over the last few years. And that is what we would want for all of you as well. Now, if you are a working professional or a student, well, you already might have seen a lot of layoffs happening because of AI all across the globe. And if you want to future proof yourself, there is no other way than to learn and adopt generative AI at this point of time. And the beauty is that all the working professionals and students also have the opportunity to become business owners, startup founders, and entrepreneurs today. And this was an opportunity that did not exist for a very long time. Because for anybody to go ahead and start a business, for anybody to become an entrepreneur, it always used to cost a lot of money and it always needed a big team. But that is not required anymore today. And that is what is very exciting. And I would also like to give you all this confidence that AI is truly for all. While it is still a technology based on computers, you don't need to know how to write code to be able to make use of generative AI. That is the beauty. That is the beauty, or that is the direction in which all of these AI models are being built or being expanded to as well. So even if you are someone who has not done their computer science, does not know how to code, or you're someone who is 45 years plus or 50 years plus and think that you're not tech savvy, we are going to help everybody understand how you can personally start using generative AI as well. I'm sure all of you here want to win in this AI first world, but can I get a promise from all of you that as I am trying to give my 100%, all our mentors try to give their 100%, you will also give your 100% over today and tomorrow. Drop in a promise on the chat, and I would like to get started with that promise itself. And that's not a promise that you're making to any of us. That is a promise that you're making to yourself. 16 hours is not going to be easy. We are testing your stamina, and while testing your stamina, we are also trying to teach you all throughout. Love it. Looks like this batch is going to be very special for a lot of us as well, looking at all the responses that are coming in on the chat. Wonderful, folks. All right. With that being said, one quick disclaimer. Unfortunately, we will not be able to provide recordings to any of the sessions that happen here. You can only attend them live, and there are two reasons for that. One is purely a technical reason, which is because these are such long events that we are conducting, the platform cannot support us with a recording of it at all. So we will not be able to share recordings. And two, the way the whole experience is designed is that while we will be teaching you, we will also be making you do a lot of activities. And if you were to just watch the recordings, you could probably go to the YouTube and you will find thousands and thousands of recordings available out there. So all the people who probably might want to ask about the recordings, please note that we will not be able to give the recordings. And if you like learning only by watching recordings, YouTube is the right platform, not a live session like the one that you're attending at this point of time. But having said that, we do understand that a lot of people would want resources and notes because there is just insane amount of information that is going to come your way. So we have very well designed resources that we will be sharing with you, but unfortunately, we will not be able to give recordings to any of the sessions. I hope that's clear for everyone. So make sure you're not missing out. We will be going slow and we will tune ourselves according to the pace that is suiting for all of you. But please give me a thumbs up if you're clear about the fact that there are not going to be any recordings whatsoever, unfortunately, because of tech reasons, and it's really not going to help anyone as well. All right, folks. All right. I'm loving how this is going today. Now, what I want to get started with is that I see that a lot of you are beginners. That is what I stated earlier as well. Now, before we start diving into the very first session, which is going to focus on foundations of AI models, prompt engineering. It's going to focus on a lot of generative AI tools. It's going to focus on AI agents as well. I really want to zoom out first because we are going to zoom in as we get started with the first session. In fact, we have someone from Microsoft coming in to take the first session as well. But before that happens, I want to zoom out and help all of you understand what generative AI is truly doing and how agentic AI is transforming the way we work. Because the question that a lot of you might have at this point of time is, I read a lot about what generative AI is doing, but I could not find anything that is purposeful for myself. It's very important for you to understand how it can help you. And over the course of the next 10 minutes, I want to give you that clarity. Because I see entrepreneurs, I see working professionals, I see entrepreneurs who are either running startups. Can you all, in fact, drop in on the chat as well? What is it that you professionally do as of today? What is it that you professionally do as of today? Yeah, when you say working professional, you can also put in which domain. I see a lot of people saying students, software developers, warehouse manager, love it. Okay, graphic designer, researcher, finance expert, chartered accountant, all right, content creator, love that, mechanical engineer, okay, psychologist, wonderful. There are literally people from different walks of life who have joined in. There are also hustlers, as I see on the chat, trying to have their own startup while doing a full-time role. I'm going to talk to each one of you individually and help all of you understand what AI is doing and why this era needs all of us to really upskill and reinvent ourselves. And to start with, I would like to start with all the working professionals, because I'm sure all of you have read these news articles that are coming out across the globe about people losing their jobs, companies wanting to lay off thousands and thousands of employees. Companies like TCS, which is a tech giant in India, has gone ahead and given a statement that more than 12,000 of their employees are going to get laid off. And all of this has brought in a lot of fear more than anything else amongst human beings. And I want to help all of you understand that you don't have to be scared at all. Because what's truly been happening is that until today, all of us focused on becoming specialists. Which is why when I asked all of you what you do as of today, you were able to go ahead and tell me one thing that you do. Because you have that specialization. It could be in research, it could be in marketing, it could be in graphic design, it could be in web design, it could be in software development, it could be in chartered accountancy or in finance. You chose one domain and you tried to go deep into it. And probably even today, you're trying to go deeper and deeper into your own domain. But with this technology evolving today, the need for specialists is going away. All of these jobs that we are doing as of today could be done by AI tomorrow. That is what is truly happening all across the globe as well, which is why companies like Intel, Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, the company that brought generative AI to the masses, itself is going ahead and laying people off. Why is that happening? And in fact, Microsoft recently put out this research paper as well that lists down most of the jobs that all of us do. I don't know if all of you are able to read what is written in the screenshot, and we will send it out as part of the resources towards the end as well. But economists, finance experts, researchers, customer support representatives, telephone operators, these are all the roles that we all have been doing. Marketing, market research analysts, public safety telecommunicators, right? All of these are the jobs that all of us have been doing until today. But a company like Microsoft has gone ahead. For the next 2 years, all of these are the first few jobs or the job roles that AI agents could essentially take away. Now, you all might be like, funny, when you say AI could take them away, is ChatGPT going to take them away, or is Claude going to take them away? No, absolutely not. Because there is something called as agentic AI that is also getting developed on the side. It's not there yet. It's not like perfect yet, but it is getting developed on the side. And the initial capabilities of the agentic technology, when we look at it, it's mind boggling. AI agents today are capable of doing 80% of the manual work that we do without us having to manually go ahead and review the work as well. Now, you might be like, funny, what are these AI agents? Like, should I subscribe to AI agents? Are companies building these AI agents? Well, absolutely not. AI agents are nothing but computer models that are built using agentic AI principles to perform tasks or automate workflows. And I'll tell you how these AI models and AI agents are actually trained and developed so that you get a sense, right? Think about human beings itself. How did we all evolve and grow? And how did we all learn things? Well, we trained our brain with a lot of knowledge by going to schools and universities. We kept adding more information to our brain and kept consuming more information from everything that is happening around us as well. Do you all agree with this? Do you all agree with this, that all of us always focused on training our own human brains, and by training the human brain, we went to schools, universities, etc., and tried to learn a lot of things. A lot of your students, I see, you're continuing to train your minds, right? And even myself, after having 10 years or more than a decade of experience in education, I'm still learning. It's a continuous learning process for all of us human beings. Now, imagine this human brain being replaced with a computer. Now, rather than training a human brain with data, you are in fact training a computer with data in a data center, because that cannot happen in schools or universities, right? So when you train a computer with a lot of data, now the computer will be able to understand patterns and then be able to replicate these patterns as well to be able to get things done for you. Now, this is a very bare bone definition of what AI agents are and how these AI models are developed. But as we move forward in today's course of time, you will understand and gain more clarity about this. But these AI agents, the beauty of this is that because these are computer models, they work at superhuman speeds, unlike us, and they don't take leaves. They don't take off days. They don't have their own festive breaks as well. They can work 24/7 because they are essentially on a computer itself. Now, while these AI agents are getting developed, and there are all these major companies that are trying to build this technology, because the companies that truly build this technology will be worth trillions of dollars probably. But while this is happening, there are also going to be rise of new jobs that will happen. And what will these jobs essentially look like? Well, I do not know. There could be many, many new jobs that will come up in the next 10 years or in the next 15 years. But there's one job that has already come up. And this role is something that people like Vinod Khosla, if you don't know who he is, you should certainly go ahead and start listening to what he's saying. He has been one of the very first investors in OpenAI itself. And he also goes on to say that the world is going to need more of generalists rather than specialists. All of us today, until today, have been specialists, deeply focused in our own domains. But now we have to be generalists. And how can we be generalists, and who are these AI generalists? I will help you with that. And I'll also help you understand how you can become an AI generalist as well, and what is the power that becoming an AI generalist would truly bring to you. These AI generalists are nobody but people who can solve problems using AI. And an AI generalist is essentially someone who has a deep understanding of AI models, understands which model to use where, and also has the capability to build solutions and solve complex problems using AI. Now, how does this deep understanding of AI make somebody a generalist? Well, because if you look at the slide, until today, we are focused on being specialists and we went deep into one specific domain. For example, let's say we went deep into becoming techies. Today, What people like Vinod Khosla and companies are demanding from people is that they want people who are multi-skilled. So even if you are a software engineer, you should be able to solve a marketing problem. You should be able to probably go ahead and do a graphic design work. You should be able to do some data analysis on your own, or you should be able to do your own research rather than having another employee sitting and doing research for you while you sit and code. Are you all understanding what a generalist mindset is? It's not about looking at one specific domain. It is about being able to solve problems across multiple domains. And that is what AI is helping people do at this point of time. Which is why when you use ChatGPT and other such models, you would have realized that even if you are not able to write English very, very well, all that you need to do is type in a few words, copy that dump, and put it on ChatGPT. And ChatGPT takes the role of a copywriter and writes it in beautiful language for you. Now, it is that mindset of being able to use AI in the right way and solve problems across multiple domains that companies are seeking for. But you might be like, funny, is this the same case for people with different years of experience as well? Because if I already have more than 15 plus years of experience, how is a new technology going to affect me in any negative way? Well, I will open your eyes to that, right? Irrespective of who you are, you might be someone who has more than 20 years of work experience as well. Eventually, what is going to happen is that your company is going to demand for more AI generalists. Your company will also go ahead and probably put out a notice that we don't want people who are not using AI. And at that point of time, you, being a manager, will be required to hire other people who are using AI. And once you hire them, you have to manage them too. If you yourself don't know how to use AI in the right way, you could be one of the first few people whom your company would want to let go. Because, as we improve the years of experience that we have, or as we go higher up in this ladder, the cost for the company also increases. People who have 20 plus years of experience are not going to come at a low price. And hence, the company would want the highest efficiency from these people, if not anything else. So, for all the senior working professionals, learning and adopting AI is a must in today's world. And people who are in their mid career, right, like 3 to 9 years of work experience, all of you would be the ones building AI solutions inside of your companies. For example, inside of Outskill, we have transformed a lot of our marketing processes to AI driven processes. Now, who is the one who built these systems? It's somebody who had about 7 to 9 years of work experience as of today. And for this, you need to be able to learn about tools. You need to get very hands on with tools, be able to build automations, be able to build AI agents and everything around it. And people who are starting off in your careers at this point of time, all the students, all the college going people listening to me at this point of time, AI can be your unfair advantage to grow faster than 95% or probably 98% of your friends. Right after today, I'm challenging you with this. Right after today, you will have 10 talking points to go ahead and talk to your friends about, just from the kind of things that you're learning from today, right? And if you look at what is truly happening inside of companies, until today, we have been working with people. That is how hierarchies in companies have been built, right? I'm sure all of you relate to this as well. But going forward, you're going to have lesser human beings inside of companies. So your office spaces are essentially going to get crunched. You don't need multi-floored office spaces anymore, because a lot of processes are essentially going to be controlled by AI agents, which are again trained by human beings itself. That is the world that we are all stepping into. And by learning AI, all of this that I've spoken about until now was to help you understand that you don't have to be scared to not lose your job. All that you need to do is probably learn. But as you learn, it's also going to open up new opportunities for you. And this could come in the form of consulting. Working professionals usually work on, salaries, right? And at the end of the month or end of the week, you would get your paycheck. But what if I tell you that while you get your paycheck, you could also have opportunities of making money on the side by doing something called as consulting? A lot of people across the globe have already started doing this because, in the billions of population that we have across the world, there are only a few people who understand business very, very well and who are also learning AI. And a match of these today, in today's time, is probably more valuable than gold at this point of time, right? So if you are able to beat all of these people who are learning generative AI as well and build a career in consulting and freelancing as well for yourself, it's just absolutely going to be incredible. All the working professionals, give me a thumbs up if all of this has given you the confidence that if you learn, you are going to be safe, right? In fact, you're going to be much better than what you have been until today. And as that happens, let me also talk to all the entrepreneurs and hustlers as well. And I know for a fact that all the entrepreneurs and hustlers have already gone ahead and tapped into these AI models and understood that these could be very, very helpful. And you're probably attending or giving your time today and tomorrow to go deeper, right? Because the future of teams, like we saw, is going to be less of human beings, more of robots or more of AI agents. And what does this mean? This means that we will have to make lesser payouts to people in general. And we will not have to deal with our employees coming and saying, oh my God, I'm not available. Oh my God, I'm not feeling well today. Can we push this project by 3 months? No, AI can do everything for you today. In fact, for people joining in from San Francisco or people who have gone to San Francisco, there are billboards like these that are being put up today which say, stop hiring human beings. The era of AI employees is here. And all of this happening across the globe truly tells us that there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur. And this is something that not only the current entrepreneurs, even the working professionals should understand. Like I said, the working professionals and students also have an opportunity today to become an entrepreneur. The time that it used to take to go from idea to launch, to go from launch to first million, or to go from first million to becoming a unicorn, all of this has gotten crunched because of what AI is enabling people to do. And when we look at stories of people going ahead and building something for the very first time, it's just beautiful to listen to. In fact, I quickly want to show all of you this very small snippet, right, of not me talking, not anybody else, but Sam Altman himself saying something that I want all of you to very, very carefully listen to.
Highly performant, smaller teams, thanks to these tools and these technologies, you're going to be able to do so much more. Is that a trend you're seeing from the startups growing around y'all in Cerebral Valley?
We're going to see 10-person billion-dollar companies pretty soon, like billion-dollar valuations. And the thing that in my little group chat with my tech CEO friends, there's this betting pool for the first year that there's a one-person billion-dollar company, which would have been unimaginable without AI, and now will happen.
I'm so happy you said that because I literally just wrote that out in a letter to my LPs for an.
Did you all get a sense of what Sam Altman said? Give me a thumbs up if you did, because he literally goes on to say that, in their pool of friends, they have this bet going on that eventually we will see billion-dollar, revenue generating companies being led by single person, right? Or, one person led companies doing billions of dollars of revenue. We have never seen things like this happen before. And there is a possibility that all these things could happen today. And we will also give you some case studies towards the end of today as to how some single, founders or solopreneurs have been able to launch and scale their companies to millions of dollars of revenue, if not billions, as of today, right? We will share those case studies with you. And when you see all of that, you will just be spellbound. So irrespective of who you are, please understand that you need to get onto the journey of becoming an AI generalist. And through this whole mastermind, the whole every session has been designed in a way to help you get started on your journey of becoming an AI generalist. And the first session is going to focus on what generative AI is and how it works, how to talk to these AI models, which AI model to use where, and what is the AI toolkit that you could have for yourself. And the way we have designed all of it is because we know that there are a lot of non-technical people. We have designed everything without the use of any jargons, so you will be able to understand everything. And if there is any question that comes to your mind, you can always drop it in on the chat when we open the chat. But on that note, I'm super excited to welcome all of you into the very first session. And for the very first session, like I said, we have Divij coming in. Now, when we drafted this whole session, and Divij, before I hand it over to you, let me quickly tell everyone a thing or two about you. When we drafted this whole session, we could not think of a better person than him to come and help all of us get into the foundations of generative AI. Because while he works with Microsoft, he went beyond of that and started multiple projects all by himself, and I'll allow him to go ahead and talk about that as well. And you will realize that most of those projects happened because of AI, right? And that is the kind of future that we would want for all of you as well. So Divij, thank you so much firstly for agreeing to do this session once again, but I'm super excited to have you here.
Hey, hi, Fanny. Thank you so much. I think it's a pleasure to come here and teach the excited minds to learn about the AI. And I can see all the people joining in from different sets of this Saturday morning, right?
Yes.
I hope I am clearly audible.
Yes, folks, can you all see Divij and hear him well? Yes, on the chat.
Okay, now I can see. I was not able to see the chat earlier, but yes. Amazing. So I think we can get started. I can already see a lot of people are waiting for the session. So let me quickly share my screen and let's understand what we'll be covering today, plus about me and my journey. How does it look like? Just give me a second. Can you? My voice is